Good morning, third grade. Happy Monday. It's beautiful out here right now, and I'm on my deck because the first day of spring was on Friday, which means temperatures are going to start getting warmer. We're going to get more days of sunshine, and things are going to start coming back to life. This is one of the best times of year for science because we can start planting things and learning how you can start your own garden or plant an indoor or outdoor plant. So what I'm going to show you how to do is plant snow peas. I just went to the Home Depot and picked up everything we're going to need to plant snow peas, and actually it's really inexpensive, which means that if you want to go out and buy your own snow peas and do this along with me, I've bought all the things that you're going to need. So first, you need to buy some seeds. These are about $2. And you can find them easily at Home Depot as long as that stays open. As of now, it is open. Then you need some nice seed pots with a hole in the bottom so that the water can drain out of them. And then you need a seed tray of some kind so that you don't spill water and get your house really dirty. And the last thing you need is some starting soil for your seeds. You don't absolutely need this because peas actually grow really well outside in probably soil that you can find in your yard. But for people like me without a great yard for planting, I went out and bought this. So after soaking your seeds overnight, or at least for a few hours, it's time to plant. So I set up all of my different seed pots, and I have 15 of them. And the reason why I got so many was to give my seeds as much of a chance to grow as possible. The seed packet that I bought contains a bunch of seeds. It looks to me like at least 30. So I should have plenty chances for my snow peas to grow. All dirty, and I'm just going to scoop the soil out of the bag and put the same amount of soil in each one of these pots. Now, I don't want to put too much soil and overflow it, so I'm going to leave about ½ an inch of room on the top, so I'll have room to plant the seeds. And there we go. Our dirt is all set for planting. As you can see through that process, it's a little bit tough to fill up all your pots with dirt without making a huge mess. So it's best to do that part outside so you don't make a mess in your kitchen or your living room. Our dirt is ready to go, and it contains a lot of the vital and really important nutrients that our plants and our seeds are going to want to use. One of them is phosphorus. Another one is nitrogen. Nitrogen is really important. Nitrogen actually makes up a huge amount, about 78 to 80% of the air that we breathe, but we also find it in soil. And the reason why this soil is especially nutritious and contains a lot of food for the plant is because it comes from compost. Compost is a process of collecting a bunch of decomposing plant and animal and organic or natural stuff, and as it decomposes, it releases a bunch of really important nutrients that then plants can use and reuse to grow even faster than they would before. So this stuff might seem kind of gross to us, decomposing matter, but for plants, they really love it, and it's going to help our seeds grow faster. Now, the downside to our soil is that it's really nutritious, but it's also really dry to the touch. There's very little moisture in here. So what do you think we're going to have to do before actually planting our seeds? Take a minute and think about it. Oh, you want to water them. Okay, I think that's a good idea. Now, the trick is, how do we know how much to water? Just like humans and animals, plants also need water to grow. But if you give them too much or too little, they might not grow, and they might actually not germinate at all. So we want to make sure that we give our plants just the right amount of water. Now, I don't know exactly how much water that is. What I do know is that I want the soil to be wet, but I don't want the dirt and the seeds to be floating in a giant pool of water. So what I'm going to do is use half a cup of water in each one of these pots. And the reason I'm choosing half a cup is because it doesn't look like it's way too much water. And if it's a little bit too much, then the water can drain out of the hole in the bottom of this, and it's going to end up in the tray, and I can pour that water out of the tray. If it's too little, then I can just add more later after the seeds go in. So I'm going to start with half a cup and see where that gets us. Now that our soil soaking is done, it's time to make a little hole or depression in the soil where we're going to put our seeds, and we'll make a nice home for them there. So you can do this with the back end of a pencil or other object that's kind of close to that. And inside each one of these holes, we're actually going to put 2 seeds instead of 1. And the reason why that's a good idea is because we're not going to get all of the seeds that we plant to germinate. Some of them might not be healthy, some of them might be old. There's just a lot of things that we can't control. But if we put 2 seeds in each hole, we give ourselves a better chance of getting something in each one of these pots to sprout. So now, where do we put them? As you can see behind me, I have a little bit of woods behind me in between my house and the house behind. And so what I'm a little worried about leaving these things outside is, one, it's too cold right now. Usually you don't want to plant things in the ground if there is still the chance that it's going to frost at night, which means the temperature is going to go below freezing. Our pea plants love 40 to 50 degrees. So they would do well in this climate, but we want to wait a little bit before putting them outside. I'm also worried about deer. I think the deer will come and eat my seeds, maybe squirrels will. So what I'm going to do in order to keep them a little warmer and to keep them safe from animals, I'm going to go put them inside by a big sunny window, and I'll show you where that is. So all plants are a little different, and they need different temperatures and different amounts of sunlight per day. Snow peas, they do okay in the cold, but they actually don't mind if it's a little warmer too. So I think it's going to be fine in the house. It's about 70 degrees Fahrenheit here, and they might grow a little faster in here than they would outside right now. Second thing, as far as sunlight, these are really sun-loving plants. So they want full sun, which means at least 6 hours a day of sun. So I'm putting them in the sunniest window that I have in my house, and there they should get plenty of sunlight. You should find a window in your house if you're planting too, to put it in a safe place where it's not going to fall and that it's going to get plenty of sunlight. And now we get to watch them grow. See you in 7 to 14 days so we can watch them sprout.